What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, it's finally happening. Alright, here we go. Making their debut on the channel tonight. I can't believe we're doing this. You guys voted for it, so here we go. We have Coldplay. Yes, indeed. How about that? Coldplay making their debut on the channel.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm.
Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Macrodom, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll. Boy, this one was close, winning with 37% of the vote. Yeah, it was close. But it did win. It was number 935 in the queue. It got bumped straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. You guys all want to see me react to this, so here we go. It is Coldplay with a song entitled A Sky Full of Stars.
It's all a bunch of tree-hugging hippie crap.
Now, have I heard this song before? I'm gonna be honest with you, folks. I have no idea. There's a chance. There's definitely a possibility. I may have heard this song. I know Coldplay has had a bunch of hits, and they've all gotten a ton of radio play, plus usage in television shows and movies and commercials and you name it. But if you were to ask me to sing or hum a melody or a melodic line of any of Coldplay's songs, honestly, I couldn't do it. I know I've heard some. I'm positive I've heard some. There's no way I could possibly have escaped these guys, but like I said, if you asked me, name a Coldplay song, I couldn't do it. Except this one, A Sky Full of Stars. Yeah, that's because I have the title right in front of me. So, have I heard this song before? I might have. I don't know. We're going to have to listen to the song and find out. But as always, I promise you this. If I start listening to the song and I go, oh yes, yeah, I recognize this song all right, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. All right, this was posted by Coldplay. Shocking. I don't know what their blocking, parameters are. I don't know if this is a band that does a lot of blocking or not. I guess we'll find out. And the video has 23 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. A link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh man, I don't know if I am. Let's get those fingers up, because here we go. All right, here we go. Coldplay. A Sky Full of Stars, live at River Plate. Cool. I can already say before we even start the video, I mean, this is a full-blown stadium. It looks like they sold the place out. This place looks packed. Packed. I don't know what stadium this is. This could be an 80,000 seat stadium. It could be a 30,000 seat stadium. I don't know. I have no idea what the stadium capacity is, but whatever it is, it's packed. So good on them, selling out a show, man. Good for them. That's a stadium show, not always easy to sell out. So good for them. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Okay, loco, loco. All right, boy. Here we go. 'Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. 'Cause you're a sky, oh, you're a sky full of stars. And 'cause you light up my heart. I see you, my brother. Hey. I don't care. Don't wanna tear me apart. I don't care if you do. Ooh. 'Cause in the sky, oh, in the sky full of stars. Think I saw you.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. Cause you're a sky full of stars.
E to C to G to B, back to E. It sounds like we're in G. It sounds like we're in the key of G. Starting on the minor, E minor, down to the C major, down to the G, also G major, up to the B, off of the G. That would be a B. That would be a. It would be augmented. It'd be a. It would be dominant. Would it be dominant? No. Not sure. E to C to G. I'm almost positive we're in G. The G to the B. No. Would it be sus? No. I'm not sure what the B is. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look up and see what that B is. But I'm almost positive we're in G major. I'm almost positive of that. The E down to the C. So the E would be the what? The major 6 to the 4 to the root to the major 3rd. Back up to the 6 again as the establishing starting chord. It's interesting. It's I will say this. It's making me think. It's not your typical, we're going to start on the root. That's most songs. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Most songs, when it comes to, playing the first chord of the riff, what are we on? Usually we're on the root. So for them to be on the 6 is interesting. I will absolutely give them that. It's an interesting chordal progression. It's pleasing to the ear. I'll give it that. Very, very keyboard heavy, very electronic heavy. I can hear the guitars, I can hear the bass, I can hear the drums, but it's being completely overpowered by the digital. And I know this is that kind of style, pop music. It's very synthetic driven. I understand that. But look, if you're going to have live guitar and live bass and live drums, wouldn't it be nice to have them kind of be up at the forefront and let the keyboard and digital track usage, let that kind of be in the background supporting? I think that would be nice. You have live musicians on stage and they're just absolutely getting buried by the digital. Not the biggest fan of that. I personally kind of feel that's a little disrespectful. As far as the live show goes, if I'm being honest, that's the most impressive thing I'm seeing is the live show, and it's mostly from the audience. the lead vocalist is trying to control the crowd. He's trying, but he doesn't have a full control over them. I mean, you saw him try to bring the crowd down, and and the thing is, they didn't. So I can't really say he has full crowd control, because to me, it looks to me like the crowd's just going to do whatever they want, and they want to jump up and down, and they want to dance, and they want to have a good time. Okay, fine, no problem with that. But as a lead vocalist, if you're trying to control the crowd and it's not working, I hate to say this, but if you're trying to control the crowd and you're clearly not having any effect, the best thing you could do is stop. Just don't bother trying, because the crowd's going to do what the crowd's going to do, If you look at a band, okay, I'm going to use this band as an example. You look at Slipknot, right? When Corey Taylor says, get down on your knees, everybody in the crowd gets down on their knees. Everybody does. And they sit there and they wait until he gives the cue for them to jump up. It's something like that. Now, that's showing great crowd control. Or another example, I'm going to use Asami from Love Bites. When she wants the crowd to come down, she'll say, everybody down, and, not get down on your knees, but everybody put your hands down. Everybody, quiet down. And everybody does. That didn't happen here. You saw him try, and he failed miserably. Because the crowd is just too excited, man. The crowd's just too hyped up. There's just too much energy. And hopefully we don't see him try that again, because if it's going to fail again, it's going to show a complete lack of crowd control on his part. And that's, as a lead vocalist, you don't want that. That doesn't look good. But the crowd is absolutely off the hook intense right now. I haven't seen a crowd that intense, honestly. I haven't seen that crowd intense since I saw the Pearl Jam video where they did, I forgot what song they did, but they were in Buenos Aires, and that crowd was off the hook, man. It was absolutely mind-blowing, the amount of energy that they had. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Yeah, you're not. They're still going, man. Let's try. Okay, got stage interaction there. That's good.
You get lighter the more it gets dark. I'm gonna give you my heart.
Maybe it is dominant. Maybe it is beat dominant.
Go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause in the sky, oh, in the sky, full of stars, thinks of you. I think of you.
Interesting.
1, 2, 3.
Must be using a drone. Production. Great production. The LED stage, nice. Confetti cannons everywhere. Right there, that part with the vocal. Going up into the upper register the way he's doing, that's not falsetto. Believe it or not, that sounds like head voice. That sounds like blend. It doesn't sound breathy, it doesn't sound airy, it doesn't sound thin. I'm not really hearing much of a flip. It sounds to me like he's in a blended voice there. Not easy to do. Gotta give him credit for that. Absolutely. The production on this is ridiculous. The backdrop with the video, it's like one gigantic screen. The pyro, using the fireworks, using the confetti cannons, the LED stage, the lighting. It's off the charts production. I like it. It's fitting. It's definitely fitting for a song like this. This kind of feels like the last song of the set. This feels like this would be a good show closer. And from the usage of the confetti and the pyro, I'm inclined to believe that this is the last song of the set. Not a bad selection. This song sounds like it's a show closer. So, very simple. It's 4 chords. It's literally been 4 chords this entire time. The E to the C to the G to the B. That's all it's been. Very repetitive, but a lot of play with dynamic usage to really kind of keep the crowd engaged and keep them interested, keep them vested. So that's really smart on their part with the dynamics. A lot of stage energy, a lot of crowd interaction. All happening from the lead vocalist, unfortunately. I wish other members of the band would get a little more involved with the crowd interaction. But if any one person should be doing it, if it's only going to be one person doing it, it should be the lead vocalist. And he's doing it. He's doing it all. And he's doing a great job. He has been all over the stage, pointing into the crowd, interacting with the crowd. So top marks to him for doing that. Thank you. Let's wrap this up and we'll get to the review. Back up a little bit. Yeah, that does not sound like falsetto. Too strong.
Thank you, everybody. Perfecto. Increíble. Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much. 'Cause you're a sky full of stars, such a heavenly view. You're such a heavenly view. All of you. Yeah, yeah.
I'm almost positive that's the last song of the set, especially the way he was ending there, talking to the crowd and getting the crowd involved a cappella. I'm almost positive that's the end of the show. I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong, but it feels like the last song to me. Got a lot to say. I got a lot to say, but I don't want to spend 30 minutes talking about it. So let me get my thoughts together. I'm going to do my best to condense it as much as I can. And I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Coldplay with a live performance of A Sky Full of Stars. This was a request from Macrodom, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll, winning with 37% of the vote. It was close, but it did get the win. It was number 935 in the queue. It got bumped straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. I have had Coldplay show up a couple of times on those Patreon request prioritization polls, and they've never won. They've never won. This was the first time that they actually won. So this was Coldplay's very first time on the channel. I'm gonna do my best to keep this short, guys. I am. But I can't make that promise. I can't make that guarantee that it's actually going to be. there's a lot to talk about, and I'm gonna do my best to condense it, but I make no promises. Let's start with the score first. Now, before I give my score, Coldplay fans who are new to the channel, please, before you jump on me, because I'm gonna give the score, and your gut instinct is gonna be to attack me, okay? I guarantee you, your first gut instinct is gonna be to attack me because you're gonna hear the score, and you're gonna automatically assume that score means something that it really doesn't, okay? Please hear me out. Hear what the score actually means. Hear me give my reasons for giving the score that I'm going to give, and I promise you, I would say 90%, at least 90% of the people who are ready to attack me will say, okay, that makes sense. I see where he's coming from. They may not necessarily agree with me, but they'll at least understand where it's coming from, okay? So please, please, please hear me out before you decide to attack me, all right? Let's start off with the score first. On a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I'm having a little bit of a hard time believing I'm going to give it this score. I'm going to give that overall, I'm going to give that a 6.7. Yeah, 6.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, see what I mean? Right now, Coldplay fans are ready to jump on me and go, that's a terrible score. That's like a 67%. That's like a D. Grab your pitchforks and your torches. Let's go get them. Hang on. Before you do that, listen to this part. A 6.7. What does that actually mean? Well, a 6.7 actually means it was pretty good. I think this was a pretty good overall presentation. It would get 3 out of 5 stars, and here's the part that's really going to shock a lot of people. It would equate out to a B letter grade, not a C, not a D, a B as in boy, okay? So a 6.7, which equals out to a pretty good scale rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a B letter grade. If you don't believe me, scroll down a little bit in the video description. You're going to see my scoring system charts. They're all there. They will explain everything, I promise. Just give it a look over. You'll see I'm not making this up. Now, how did I come up with this score? So glad you asked. Let me just get this completely out of the way. Did I enjoy the song? No. No, I didn't. I feel the song was very contrived. I feel the song was very simplistic. It's literally 4 chords over and over and over and over and over and over and over again with absolutely no variation in chordal progression. It was literally E to C to G to B to E to C to G to B. It did that the entire song. Very redundant, very repetitive, no variation, no deviation. It stayed on that exact same chordal progression the entire song. Now listen, I understand that there are a lot of pop groups out there who are starting to follow this format as well. I get it. I take that back. I don't get it. What's wrong with having a verse and a chorus? Take the same 4 chords, but invert them a little bit. Instead of going E to C to G to B, how about start on the G and then go to, how about G to, let's see, if we're going to be using those 4 chords. How about G to B to C to E for a chorus? How about that? Why not shift things around a little bit? Make it more interesting. But nope, we're going to keep the exact same 4 chords going the exact same, for the exact same way, the exact same progression, the exact same direction for the entire song. To me, this is just me personally, to me, that's boring. That is boring. Can't we switch it up a little bit? I mean, I'm not asking for complex, chord changes. I'm not saying we need to change key. I'm not saying we need to mess around with the time signature at all. All I'm saying is let's take those 4 chords and do them in a different order. That's all. Is that so hard? I know it's not hard. I know it's really easy to do. But this is what they do. This is what they do. This is their format. This is their thing. Okay, fine. Well, am I ever going to be a fan of that? No, I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't enjoy that. I just really don't. So, am I ever going to be a fan of these guys? I very seriously doubt it. Okay. Now that I've gotten all of that out of my system, I've got it all out of the way. Do I think this was a bad job? No, it's not. Here's the thing. Those 4 chords in that same progression, it's very repetitive, yes. But it's not displeasing to the ear. Going from the E to the C, okay? That's a major third. If you invert it, that's a major third. Okay, cool. But it's actually a minor 6. But that minor 6 then goes down to the G, which is, from what I understand, from what I can tell, we're in the key of G major. So we're going to the root there to have a midway resolution. Okay, cool. But then we go up to the major third, from the G to the B minor, to go up to the E minor. So which is the minor third of, on a dissension, going down, that's the natural minor of G major, would be the E. So it all makes sense. It does make sense. It is very pleasing to the ear. And I will say, I can't believe I'm going to say this, it is catchy. That chord progression is going to be stuck in my head probably for the next 2 weeks, and I'm not going to be able to get out of there with a crowbar. I'm going to try to wipe that from my mind, but I guarantee you I'm not going to be able to. Why? Because it is catchy and it is memorable. One of the reasons why it's memorable is it is so repetitive. It's going to hammer itself into your memory, and there's nothing you can do to stop it other than stop listening. That's the only way. But if you listen to that song like I just did for over 3 minutes, well, this was actually about 5. But if you listen to that progression for over 3 minutes, it's going to be stuck in your short-term memory. And like I said, there's nothing you can do about it. You could try to push it out of your head. You're going to fail. Guaranteed. It is catchy. It is pleasing to the ear. Repetitive, yes. Redundant, yes. But still pleasing to the ear and still catchy as hell. So you got to give them credit for that. The only deviation in the song, the only variations there really were with the playing dynamics. And now, this was a live performance. I don't know how it is on the original studio recording. I don't know if they play around with dynamics the way that they did in this, in the studio recording. That might be something they strictly do for the purpose of live shows. I don't know. But in any case, what they did here with the dynamic play was very well done. It was very effective. So I'll give it that. I would give the song on its own, honestly, I would probably give it around 5.8, 5.9. It was okay. It's an okay song. It's not bad. It's well written. It's well constructed. Like I said, it's very repetitive, but it does the deed. So how in the world did I get from a 5.8 or a 5.9? How in the world did I get all the way to a 6.7? This is where things are going to get really interesting for Coldplay fans who have never been on the channel before. Let me explain how this works here. I have said this time and time again on the channel, and I will always stand by this. A live performance can help your score or it can hurt your score. In this case, it absolutely helped. Oh man, did it ever. First of all, that crowd was off the hook the entire time. I have not seen a crowd that intense, that energetic, that in sync with the band since I did my reaction to a Pearl Jam song where they were playing, I believe, was it Buenos Aires? No, it wasn't Buenos Aires. Was it in Brazil? Maybe it was in Brazil. I think it was somewhere in South America. I haven't seen a crowd that intense since I did that reaction to that. That was ridiculous. The energy from this crowd was palpable. So now here's the thing. Should that affect the score? It shouldn't, because it's not the band, but it is a part of the overall presentation. I want you to imagine for a second seeing this exact same performance, hearing this exact same song, seeing the exact same people on stage doing the exact same things that they were doing, playing the exact same notes, playing everything exactly it was in this video. Now I want you to imagine that crowd just standing still, bored out of their minds. Like, what are we doing here? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this ridiculousness? Why are we here? This is boring. Imagine a crowd like that. Would it have an impact on the overall presentation? You better believe it would. So does the crowd have an impact? It can. It absolutely can. And in this case, it absolutely did. I'm not saying how much. I'm not going to say how much the score went up because of the crowd, but the score did go up a little bit. I have a set of prerequisites, requirements, if you will, that I look for in a live performance, okay? They are stage presence, stage energy, stage interaction, crowd interaction, showmanship, and production. I look for these 6 things, okay? Now, production, kind of an asterisk. It's bonus points, okay? It's one of those things where if you have it, it helps out a little bit. If you don't have it, it doesn't hurt your score, okay? Unless you are a production-based band. Now, if you're a production-based band who relies on your production to put on your stage show for you, then your production better be on point. In that case, it's a much bigger deal. So let's go down the checklist and let's see how many checks these guys have for their live show for this video. Stage presence, check. Yeah, definitely. They absolutely have it. Without question. The song kicked in and you saw the guys on stage and the crowd responded to them. So definitely got the stage presence. Stage energy, check. A lot of movement and motion, mostly from the lead vocalist. I did see the guitar player and the bass player moving around a little bit, not a lot, but at least they were doing something. But the lead vocalist more than made up for it. He was all over the stage, okay? So definitely there. Stage interaction. I'm gonna give it a check, but it's a weak check. I only saw it happen once, where the lead vocalist was walking towards the guitar player, they interacted a little bit, and then the lead vocalist moved right on. Was that stage interaction? It was, but it was, number one, it was brief, and number two, it only happened once. So, not the strongest check. It is getting a check, but it's a very weak check. Here's the big one. This is the one that's most important for me, crowd interaction. I am very big because I'm a performer myself. I don't know if you know that about me. I'm a bass player. I'm a professional musician. And when I play on stage, I love to acknowledge the crowd and let the crowd know that I appreciate them being there, whether I'm with one of my own bands or if I'm playing as a hired gun for some other act. I always like to let the crowd know that I appreciate them, and I love to interact with the crowd as much as possible and make them feel like they're part of the show. Because in all honesty, they are. Without the crowd being there, what's the point of putting on the show? There's no point. So the crowd is extremely important. They're paying their hard-earned money, which is gonna go to the band. Well, actually it goes to the record label first, and then hopefully the band gets some of it. But they're the ones who are paying for this whole thing to happen. So the crowd is absolutely important, and I appreciate whenever I play live seeing a crowd there. So this is the most important part of the live aspect to me, is crowd interaction. Did they do it? Absolutely they did. The lead vocalist, more than anybody, was really interacting with the crowd as much as he possibly could. So I will absolutely give that a strong check. He did a great job of interacting with the crowd, making the crowd feel involved. As far as his command of the crowd, I don't think anybody was gonna be able to control that crowd. That crowd was so off the hook, out of control, man. I don't think Corey Taylor could have done it. I don't think anybody could have controlled this crowd. It was just so lit. But I give him credit for trying, and more importantly, I'll give him credit for not continuing to try, because he tried once, he saw it wasn't going to happen, he said, forget it. They're going to do their thing, they're going to jump up and down, they're going to bounce, they're going to have fun, let them have it. But he still was interacting with the crowd, constantly pointing to the crowd, constantly engaging with the crowd, even all the way to the very end of the song, where he had them singing along with him a cappella. I mean, that was really well done. Showmanship, check. Yeah, everybody, they did a great job of putting on a nice live shows. Again, the lead vocalist, very animated, doing a lot to engage the crowd, doing a lot to be visually stimulating. So yes, great showmanship, big check there. Production, yeah, they get the check mark, they get the bonus points. Their production, they had a lot going on there between the confetti, the LED lit stage floor, the pyrotechnics. I mean, they had a lot going on with their production. All the video screens in the back. So yeah, their production off the charts, nicely done. But they didn't rely on the production. That's the thing I love about bands who are able to bring the energy themselves, like these guys did, especially the lead vocalist. Did they need all that production? No, it wasn't needed, but it was a nice addition. Okay, it was the extra, it was the sprinkles on top of the sundae. Are they needed? No, they're not needed, but they're nice to have, right? Okay, so there you go. Same thing. Didn't rely on production. And that's pretty much it. That's how we came to a 6.7, folks. The live show definitely added quite a bit to the score for sure. Like I said, I would give the song on its own, I would give it, like I said, about 5.8, 5.9, somewhere in there. But the live show bumped it all the way up to 6.7. That was a live show for sure. And not one that I think anybody in that crowd's ever gonna forget, probably for the rest of their life. So kudos to them. So that's it. That's how I came up with the 6.7. So let's wrap everything up in a nice shiny bow. And then if you guys still want to attack me for all the nice things I said, you're more than welcome to. We got a 6.7, which is a pretty good scale rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Not a C, not a D, a B letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. And if you're seriously going to attack me over your favorite song getting a B letter grade, I don't know what to tell you. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.